Good morning and welcome to DeLorean Artificial Intelligence. I'm Dr. Severance McLaughlin, Managing Partner of DeLorean, and today we are going to be talking about electoral security and integrity and how do we achieve that through advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence and blockchain. Like most of you during 2020, I was looking forward to the end of the election cycle on November 3rd or the evening of November 3rd, 2020. However, as we know, that has not been achieved. We probably understand that Biden will be the next president. However, there has been debate around the election security, not only in polling places, but also with mail-in ballots. And that debate has been had on both sides of the aisle over the past year. And due to the pandemic and the sensitivity of individuals' health, mail-in ballots have been an opportunity for those people that may be compromised to be able to ensure that their vote is heard. But there has been a lot of debate about how secure this is. Is there voter fraud? Are there things that could have changed the election or changed the results at different polling places or counties? And would that have changed the outcome of the election itself? And there are about 10 different areas of voter security or voter fraud or issues where there could be malfeasance. One of those are people that are voting but they are dead. Unusually high turnout. Turnout higher than the population or voter registration in a geographic area. Votes that were just missed. Fraudulent use of mail-in ballots. Signatures not properly checked. Addresses not properly checked. People voting in multiple locations in different polling stations or different counties or even different states. Ineligible individuals that are voting, and then backdating of actual mail-in ballots. So obviously there is a lot of variables that go into this that could be altered, and then that could affect the outcome of the election. So over the past, 6 months, when this debate was happening in the mainstream media or whatnot, I couldn't understand why in this day and age, 2020, when we have the technology to be able to ensure this integrity, ensure this security, why are we not using it? Why are we not using artificial intelligence? Why are we not using blockchain to digitally link every vote to the voter and ensure that they can only vote once, that they're eligible, and that most funnily, are they alive, right? So as I thought through this, I think the main part or the reason why the federal government and the state governments can't do this is that they don't have the right data sources linked together that can be checked in either real time or close to real time to ensure this. Now, what data sources am I talking about? Well, there are about 7 that I think that can be used from state and federal agencies that can be brought into one place, a system of intelligence. And that could be the basis for digitally linking each voter to each ballot to ensure this integrity. So you have voter registration logs that we've heard a lot about, and that they could be checked using Social Security. Now, Social Security, people want to get their money so that there is the right address. It's usually updated, and for someone that has lost a family member this year, part of the wrapping up or ensuring that that person's affairs are in order is notifying Social Security of the death. Now, you've heard stories where people continue to collect after they die, but for the majority, people notify the Social Security office that there is a death, and then the spouse gets their benefits that are continuing. There's also the Medicare list, right? So these individuals that are looking for health care are also making sure that data is up to date. Now, if someone dies and they're being the medical condition or was in long term or they're being treated and unfortunately they had passed, that death would be logged within the Medicare list. Then you have the postal address, which a lot of people have spoken about, but we can cross-check that with Social Security, Medicare, voter registration, and then finally the IRS. The IRS, they want their money just as much as individuals do, so they have a really good database when people have last filed, right? Or people don't want to be taxed when their family members don't want to be taxed when one dies or whatnot. So bringing that data source to bear. And then finally, you have the real compliant state issue ID. So this is, I believe, in 2022, you must have this ID to actually fly. And so if you're in the airports, you see the advertisement for this. I just got a new license in the state of Florida, and they have to be compliant, and they have to be compliant with the federal government guidelines. And what those compliance areas are a full legal name, a signature, date of birth, gender, unique identifying number, principal residence, and then a front-facing photograph. That gives you all the data needed, and then cross-reference with Medicare, Social Security, IRS, voter registration, and postal address will give you a database or a data set that was, if it was updated, and that could be bi-weekly or bi-monthly, but prior to a major election, could be used to ensure that only the right people vote that are eligible in the right geography and are alive. So how do we digitally link this? Now that comes back to the real ID. Now, let's say you're an in-person voting, you come in with your real compliant ID, and again, this is for 2022, so this could be used for the midterm elections in 2022. You come in, you show them the ID, they see the picture, they see the signature, and there's a barcode. And you take it, they scan it, and then it goes back to the system of intelligence to check, is the person eligible? Are they in the right geographic location? Are they alive? And that only eligible individuals in that geographic region would be able to vote. And if not, there's a red flag that is brought up, and either they're ineligible or there is a some type of human adjudication that can see if that person recently moved or whatnot, but it gives that level. Now, how about mail-in ballots? Well, we can digitally link that as well. So if you choose to have an absentee or a digital, a mail-in ballot, when that's requested on a website or whatnot, there's a unique identifying number or a barcode for that mail-in ballot that is linked to that person's real ID, which they need to use to request that ballot. Okay, that goes to their address and to the geographic region, and that can be cross-referenced prior to sending out that they are eligible to vote. And when that mail-in ballot returns, then that is logged, it is scanned, and then it has been logged, the ballot has been logged or counted. And then if someone in real time, again, on the day of the election tries to vote again, or there's a multiple mail-in ballots in another geographic location, those ballots can either be red flagged for human intervention, or at least only one of those ballots can be counted and the other one's nullified. And then increased voter turnout. The system of intelligence would allow that if there was 100% turnout, anything above that, or historically it's voter turnout's below 100%, if there is a precipice or a benchmark that the government or the state government say, if it's above this, then we need to investigate, that would red flag by county. And then you could go back through those digitally linked ballots and see if there's any fraudulence or malfeasance. So why are we not using AI or even blockchain? Blockchain is being thought of for portability of medical records to ensure confidentiality. So someone can walk from doctor to from their primary care physician to a nurse practitioner or to a specialist with their data that is secure with blockchain. Why can't we do that for our voting capabilities or voting integrity, right? So if you register that you are given that information, where is your address, what county, are you eligible? Why can't that be portable and be brought? Now, some of you are probably thinking, okay, Sev, you're talking about way in the future. This couldn't be possibly be done. Think about what has been spent on this election. So election 2020, from research we are saying is about $14 billion with a B dollars has been spent. The state of Georgia spent $100 million on voting apparatus this year, and 5 other states had similar. So let's say that's $500 million. The federal government in 2002, after Gore versus Bush and after the Bush election, put $3 billion into voting security. So why can't we spend a significant amount of money and bring all those data sets that should be together anyway in the federal government's capabilities and then use that for integrity? I think you could get a fantastic product using a standard systems integrator company for $100 million. And if you want to blow the socks off it, it could be $500 million. But you would have a secure, trackable, methodical system to ensure the integrity of the election, that each vote is digitally linked to the voter. And that voter is checked for are they alive, are they eligible, and are they in the right geolocation? And to ensure that people are not voting in multiple locations and or multiple venues, as well as those people that are ineligible are red flagged and their votes are not accounted as they are ineligible. So these are my thoughts. I'd like you to check out the article that I wrote on this topic, securing electoral security through artificial intelligence and blockchain. Please see the link below and up top. And if you like, I'd appreciate the share and look forward to your comments. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.